Alright, midday, May 13th, 2023. Parked on the road up Sturgis Fork, I think it's what it's called. I'm going to be checking out Fish Lake. It's over in that direction, not too far from here. And right above that is Little Craggy Peak. I probably could have made it through this snow patch, but I figured I'd just park here and walk up. Alright, so at the end of the straightaway, I would not have made it much further anyway if I made it past that patch. There's quite a bit of snow through in here. Okay, so after a mile and a quarter of trekking, the road here crosses Sturgis Fork, and the road itself splits left and right. I'm going to be staying to the left, climbing up a little bit, and then I'll split off and get to the right where Fish Lake is. Okay, now I'm on the shaded north slope of Little Craggy Peak. That's why there's a lot more snow now. This is my end point on the road. I got to go this way about a tenth to get to Fish Lake, and it's all just going to be terrain like this all the way up. I do like hiking through the snow in May. The snow gets a bit more icy, so it makes it a lot more durable to walk on. Okay, here's Fish Lake. More just a little puddle. Still mostly covered by snow and ice. In the summertime, it's more of a marshy lake. Pretty stout incense cedars around here. So that mountain there is where I'm heading to. Of course, you can't see the true summit. Easiest approach, it's not as steep, is to go to the left, cut up that way. Okay, we're leaving Fish Lake behind. I don't see how there could be really any fish. It's so tiny, but who knows, maybe there is a small species of something. Check out this pretty stout incense cedar. They seem to like it right around in here. The Brewer's weeping spruce across the way. It's out of view of the screen. These are starting to open up little by little. There's Grayback Mountain just to the north. South face had a little fire on it a number of years back. There goes Mount McLaughlin to the northeast. Alright, about a quarter mile left to the summit. Kind of levels out a little bit and then it climbs steep to get to the very true top. I just came from a steep section and emerged in this forest here. It's all like noble firs, though they're not really that big, and a lot of them have all snapped. Oh, I am sweating. There's a weeping spruce. So that peak there is unnamed. It's about 40 feet taller than the summit that I'm going to be on. It's just to the west of me. Almost at the top. A couple more feet to go. Oh wow. I sure do love the mountains when it's got snow on it. Looks like I'll get a mostly 360-degree view. These weeping spruces are obscuring a little bit of the north view. Alright, a 360. Little Craggy Peak. I think it's at 63.15, give or take elevation. It's right in the heart of the western Siskiyous. A lot of these peaks I've been on over the years. This ridge, the far peak there, is Steve Peak. I did that back in December of 2018. Grayback I've been up twice, though it's been over 10 years. Lake Mountain, Mount Elijah, Oregon Caves is just on the other side. Even a little bit of snow lingering in the Kalmiopsis region, other side of the Illinois Valley. That's the peak there, right in front. That is 40 feet higher than where I am, but doesn't look like it'd have nearly as good a view. That's Craggy Peak. I remember going up that in December 2014, right as this massive snowstorm was coming right my way. In fact, Preston Peak and that range all behind it. I saw all those mountains, and then about 5 minutes later they all disappeared, and everything just around me was all very covered in white fresh snow and icing on the trees, and there was something very eerie but remarkably beautiful about it. So I have quite a good memory from on top of that peak. Swan Mountain, Pyramid Peak. Back in the distance there you could see the Marble Mountains, High Point Boulder Peak. Everything up in front. That should be Arnold Peak, I think. Arnold Peak, and I think that's Whiskey Butte with Mount Shasta. Kind of got a little bit of haze far behind it. Red Buttes, of course. Red Buttes, Kangaroo Mountain. Condrey Mountain, I believe. Snowy Dutchman Peak. Flip around here. Get Dutchman Peak. Again, there's Steve Peak in the middle, right in the foreground. Wagner Butte behind it. It's probably Mount Ashton, you can see. Mount McLaughlin, Brown Mountain, Mountain Lakes Wilderness. You should be able to see Crater Lake, but the trees are blocking it. And back to Grayback, Big Sugarloaf. Got all the black lichen on the summit rocks. These high elevation ladybugs again. Trying to look for a summit register. There's got to be one in these, hiding somewhere in here. I don't even really see a survey marker. Hey, the sun sets in about 3 hours. I would love to stay up here for that. It's the best time to be on a mountain summit. But it's time to head on down now. Right now it's very calm. The sun's hitting pretty hard. It feels like it's about 70 degrees up here. I know that it was in the low 90s down in Medford area. So kind of escaped it a little bit by hanging out up here. I have these fresh pair of animal tracks. My hand for size. They followed my original track, stopped, probably sniffed it, and then continued on down. So they've detected my scent. Okay, coming out of the last snowdrift before all the vehicles turned around. And I just have around that corner that one spot where I couldn't make it. Good sized boulder that fell into the road.